What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over several quick tips that you're going to want to know in Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what you think of Season 2 thus far. The first thing we're going to talk about is 2 hidden rooms, because I know the Fortnite community loves these. The first is going to be at Shiny Shafts. This one is actually quite good. There are 3 valves that you have to turn. I'll have on the screen now the little route you have to run, but the first valve you can turn and then hit kind of like the grind rail, which will bring you to the second one. And then after that, you can drop down and easily get the third. And then next to the third valve is a door that will open up after you've activated all of the valves. And then you can go in there, and there are several chests and legendary chests, and then some gold as well. This hidden room is quite good, and if you're landing at Shiny Shafts, I would definitely recommend taking advantage of this. The second hidden room is very mid, and mid might be like kind of an overstatement. It's at Outlaw Oasis, and there's 3 wolf statues in a room, and then if you break the rug on the floor, there's a little trap door, and if you turn all of the wolf statues to face the trap door, it will move, and then you can go down into this little hidden basement section, and then there's 3 chests down there and a porta potty that will take you out of there. If you land at Outlaw Oasis, like, this is probably worth getting, but it's not like a huge priority, and it's really not something that would change my opinion about the POI. Like, I don't think you want to land at Outlaw Oasis just to get this little hidden room, whereas some of like the hidden rooms and vaults we had last season, I feel like probably would encourage some people to land at them, especially the Nightshade Forest one. The bat is a new item that was added in Season 2, and this is going to be a focal point of the season for a lot of players, especially coming off Season 1 where the Typhoon Blade was such a big deal. The range on the kind of swipe attack with the bat seems to be about 7.5 meters, and this is your player to the enemy that you're trying to hit with it. Whenever I've explained this in the past, some people seem confused and they think I'm talking about how far the target goes. I'm talking about how far you can be from the enemy to hit them with your charged attack. And the bat, one difference between it and the Typhoon Blade is you can actually hold down the button. It's going to be L2 on controller or right click on mouse and keyboard. You can hold it down and then you'll do more damage if it is fully charged, and you'll send the opponent a greater distance after you hit them if your bat is fully charged. It doesn't seem to affect the range you can hit an enemy, though. From my experience when I tested it, seemed about 7.5-ish meters, give or take, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but it's definitely lower than the 14-meter range that the Typhoon Blade swipe attack had. And you can actually charge the bat while you're moving and sprinting around. You don't have to be stationary when doing the charge. So if you want to use the bat and get on somebody, you can kind of charge it as you're going to them. The bat is also able to hit players that are inside cars, just like the Typhoon Blade was able to. It's not guaranteed that you'll hit somebody in the car, but if you have line of sight on them properly, then you can actually damage people through the car with the bat. And like the Typhoon Blade, people will be susceptible to taking fall damage when you hit them with that charged attack if you send them off a mountain or any sort of elevation. And this season, there aren't as many ways to get out of that fall damage, because with the Typhoon Blade, you could just take yours out and then do the downward attack to negate fall damage. That the bat doesn't have a downward attack like that. One thing that will allow you to avoid fall damage with the bat is going to be the Sub-Zero gloves, because if you do the slide ability with these gloves, you are immune to fall damage. Even if you get batted off the tallest mountain in the game, if you do the slide with the Sub-Zero gloves, you won't take fall damage. The bat's sprint jump allows you to avoid fall damage when you're just traveling around the map, but it's not really something that you can do to avoid fall damage once you've already gotten knocked off a high structure. So the bat isn't as good at countering the bat as the Typhoon Blade was for playing against the Typhoon Blade. One interesting aspect about the Sub-Zero gloves, in addition to avoiding fall damage, is they actually allow you to walk on water. If you have the Sub-Zero gloves equipped, then you basically just stand and walk on the water just fine. You don't even have to be sprinting. So if you, for some reason, hate swimming, the Sub-Zero gauntlets are a counter to having to swim. And then if you really, really hate taking fall damage or dealing with the bat, the Sub-Zero gauntlets can allow you to avoid that fall damage. There's a lot of vaults and armored trucks that were added in Season 2, and this is a huge focal point of the season. And these vaults and armored trucks will actually turn red or have like a little red dot on them when an enemy is trying to break into them. I'm not sure if you need to be within a certain range of the vault. It seems to be that way to me. But if you're close enough to the vault, you can actually know if somebody is breaking in. And that gives you really helpful information for like third partying. If you do want to pull up to that spot, then you'll know like, okay, this vault is under attack right now. I can maybe get timing on this player. So that indication is very nice. If you are going for a vault, one thing you might want to take advantage of is the recon scanner. This is like a little beacon that you can put down, and periodically it will scan and mark enemies and loot in the area. The range seems to be about like 25 or 30 meters from the scanner itself, and it's something you throw down. It doesn't like follow you, and it's not mobile. So this isn't the greatest item, I don't think, to carry around. It could be pretty helpful in in-game, but it's not something I want to dedicate an inventory slot to. But I think going for a vault, this is something that can be really helpful, because a lot of times when you're going for a vault, people will try to third party you, or people might be hiding in the area near the vault trying to take advantage of you being distracted with the vault. So if you are going for a vault or landing at a vault POI and you see the recon scanner, I would recommend taking it and putting it down just to have a little more information while you're trying to get the vault. And the range on it isn't the greatest, like I said, but if people are trying to push you while you're doing it, they should be within range of the scanner. When you do the vault, you'll have to put thermite charges on the vault door, which you can often get from the heist bags that are around the vault POI. But you have to put thermite down, and then it takes time to destroy the vault door, and then guards will spawn as you do this. There's like different stages to breaking the vault. When the thermite is charged, there will be red pieces of the vault which you can damage to make the vault process speed up. And you can shoot this with your weapon, or you can actually pickaxe this. Somebody commented on my video earlier yesterday. Their name was Braze, I believe. I'll try to have the comment on screen now. But this is the person that told me about that. You can shoot it or pickaxe it. And pickaxing it is just much more efficient, because the pickaxe actually does a good amount of damage, especially for how fast you can pickaxe it, and you're not dedicating ammo to that. And ammo can be somewhat difficult to get, especially early on. And if you're going for the vault, it's probably pretty early on in the game. So I'd recommend pickaxing those red sections. Your gun will be loaded when enemies spawn or guards spawn, and then also you're conserving ammo, which might be something you really have to worry about in the early game. And doing that will let you break into the vault much faster. You can also pickaxe stuff in the vault to get a lot of gold. Pretty much all of the walls or drawers or anything that you can see in the vault, you can pickaxe it and get gold, and you actually get a lot of gold from opening one of these vaults. I believe it's like 1,500-ish total if you looted everything in the vault. And that will matter a good amount for what we're about to talk about, and that is going to be that you will get gold and dill bits from the vault, right? And then you can use these to purchase items at the black market, and these are the little shop icons that are around the map. There's one at Magic Mosses, there's one in between Masked Meadows and Seaport City, and then there's one in the mountain near Crime City. And each of these black market locations sells a mythic item and that is exclusive to it. And then they also sell a lot of other loot as well. So you can get high rarity shotguns, you can get high rarity ARs, you can get good heals like the gold splashes. You can get a lot of very good loot from these black market locations. Some items will take the dill bits and some items will take gold. And the gold items in there are pretty expensive, but with how easy it is to get gold this season, especially from the vaults, I plan on taking advantage of these like every game, and I think the black market locations are very good. If you want good loot, I would recommend taking advantage of them. You don't need the dill bits. The dill bits are just for certain items. There's a lot of good stuff in there that just takes gold. One thing a lot of players have been struggling with this season is mobility, because there's not as many mobility items, and kind of the best one in the game right now is shockwaves, and it can be hard to find enough shockwaves. But one thing you can do is take the air sprite to the shrines, and then if you put the air sprite in the shrine, it will actually give you 4 shockwaves. You don't get the boons anymore this way, but you'll still get the guaranteed 4 shockwaves from putting the air sprite into the shrine. And this was how it worked last season as well. But I feel like this just wasn't as big of a deal last season because of how much mobility there was in the game. Like if I didn't have shockwaves and instead I had like a void mask and a typhoon blade, I was fine with that. But with this season having more restricted mobility, I think I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of these shrines a lot more often to get those guaranteed 4 shockwaves. anytime I'm low on shocks, if I'm near one of those shrines and see an air sprite, I'm going to be doing that. And if you've been struggling to get mobility this season, I would highly recommend doing that. The Gold Rush is also a new mechanic that was added in this season. It works very similar to the Nitro mechanic, but it doesn't give you unlimited sprint. But one thing it does have is the sprint bash. So if you sprint into somebody while you're affected by the Gold Rush, you'll actually knock them back. And this can be pretty useful versus bat users, because a lot of times they're going to run up on you and then do their charged attack. And even if they have it charged, there's a bit of a delay for them doing it. And you can just sprint into them and knock them back and then hopefully not be affected by their bat anymore. The way you can get Gold Rush is going to be from the sprint medallion, which is dropped from the Fox boss. He spawns at a different vault or a random vault every game, but you can see his icon on the map to know where he is in your particular match. If you eliminate him, you'll get the mythic mammoth pistol and this medallion, which gives you unlimited Gold Rush while you're sprinting. You can also get it from the gold splashes, and there is a golden river in the new biome that if you go into this river, you will get the Gold Rush effect for a period of time. And this, like I said, it makes you sprint faster, and it gives you that sprint bash ability, and it also makes you swing your pickaxe faster, which can be useful for farming if you're playing builds or anything you need to pickaxe. If you're at one of those vault locations and you have splashes that you know you're not going to carry, you could hit yourself with that splash and then you're going to break the vault door even faster. Or same thing, if you've looted the vault and there's some splashes on the ground that you know you're not going to carry, you could use them and then you're going to be able to farm all that gold in the vault much faster. And then one situation where this is going to be really helpful, but very situational, is going to be the pickaxe trick. If you guys don't know the pickaxe trick, it allows you to pickaxe enemies in cars. The way you activate this is you swing your pickaxe as you're getting in the car. You keep your swing button held the entire time, and then you look at the person in the car you want to pickaxe. So for me, the keybinds for this would be I hold R2, I hit square, and then I look at the person in the car I want to pickaxe. And the Gold Rush ability allowing you to swing your pickaxe faster even takes effect while you're in the car, so you can eliminate people very quickly doing the pickaxe trick if you have Gold Rush. It's kind of hard to make that happen because if you have the medallion, it only takes effect when you're sprinting, so you don't get that farming aspect. But if you're able to use splashes before you push somebody in a car, or you're fighting around that river, you could have times where you have a Gold Rush pickaxe and you just kill them super quick, and that's definitely going to be something that's pretty fun and pretty satisfying. There's a lot of things you can use to fish this season. The new laser beam weapon, the sticky grenade launcher, and even thermite can be used to fish. But one thing that changed this season is that the shield fish spawn rate was massively reduced. So fishing really isn't that great anymore, in my opinion. You're rarely going to get shield fish this way, and that was the main fish that I was kind of concerned about. Circling back to the Gold Rush ability, one thing I forgot to talk about is I've seen a lot of people say they like Gold Rush, but it makes them run out of stamina super fast. That is not the case from my experience. I'll have a clip on screen now where I kind of tested this. I sprinted with Gold Rush and I marked how far I got, and then I went back to the same location and did a full sprint without Gold Rush. And you sprint faster, but it doesn't seem like you drain your stamina any faster. So a full sprint bar with Gold Rush, you will actually get further than a full sprint bar without Gold Rush. So I don't think there's really a detriment to using it in that way. And the medallion is something that is going to be something you use a lot. If you get that medallion, you're going to be sprinting around with it a lot. So you don't really have to worry about it decreasing your stamina faster from my testing. And then one final thing I wanted to talk about, which is not really that big of a deal, but the mending machines were changed this season and they no longer have an instant heal option. You can just buy med kits and you can buy big pots. And this may never affect your game throughout the entirety of the season, but if you are going to one of these to try to buy those instant white health, just keep in mind that is no longer an option for whatever reason. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, comment down below what you think of Season 2. I plan on posting 2 videos tomorrow, one about the black market and, more details on every black market location and why I think they're good. And then I also plan on posting a loadout video tomorrow afternoon. So if you watch all my videos, should have one in the morning tomorrow and one in the kind of afternoon, evening time when I regularly post. But that's going to be it for this. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.